In this video, we're going to learn halves and quarter fractions. So let's get started. So this is a square which is divided into two halves. So this is one half and this is the second half. Half is normally explained with like this. So this is called half. This is 1. So anything divided by 2 makes the half. So if this is a square, if this is divided into 2, so there are two halves. So this is one half and this is another half. Similar way, you can see the circle is half colored and half empty. So this is a circle which is a half colored. So this is a half and this portion is colored and this portion is not colored. So it's called half is colored and half is not colored. What is quarter and what is 3/4 or 3/4? So fourth is actually represent the quarter. So in this diagram, it shows 3 out of 4 are colored. So this means 3 out of 4 are colored. So the denominator represents the total number of portions and the upper one represents the shaded one. So in this case the 3 are shaded and the total are 4. This is a quarters or fourth. So this, if you see, there are 4/4. So this is 1/4, 2/4, 3/4 and 4/4. Quarter normally represent 1/4. This is called a 1/4. Now we know that if we have a one portion like that and if it's divided into 4 equal portions, then the total is 4. And if we shade one portion, means that we shaded one portion, this is called 1/4 or a quarter. Alright, so if I shade two portions, it's called half. Okay, we can do the quarters and halves or any portion for any type of shape. For example, let's assume you have a pizza. So this is our pizza and we're going to share between two people equally. So we just divide it into two people. So one person will take this half, another will take this half. It means 1/2 plus 1/2 actually makes the whole pizza. Okay, so what is a third? Third of something or a third of a shape or a third of a pizza. How we can find a third? Third is actually represents that there is a shape or item which has a total 3 portions, right? The 3 portions, and if one is shaded, this is called 1/3 is shaded, and if the second one is shaded, this is called 2/3 is shaded, and if third one is shaded, this is this one, and we know 3 times 1 is 3. So this means this is the whole portion, right? So the 1 times 3 is actually 1 portion is shaded out of 3. So let's assume we have a pizza which is going to be divided equally into 3 people. So how are we going to do this? Like if we do half, then 2 people will get it. If we do another half, then 4 portions. But we have only 3 people to share on. So we need to make it something like equal proportions for everyone, right? Something like that. So this is a 1 portion, this is the second portion, this is the third portion, and each portion represents, like in terms of fraction, is 1 over 3. So this shape represents here there are total 3 portions. So there are total 3 portions, right? So this is 1 portion, this is second portion, and this is third portion. And out of these 3 portions, the 2/3 are shaded. The 2 portions are shaded, so we represent here 2 are shaded, like that. Okay, so coming back to this one, so you have given a triangle which is the opposite triangle, is a mirror triangle, and you have been told to color a 1/2. How are you going to do the coloring of a half of the triangle? So first we need to divide this triangle into 2 halves. So you start from here and you go all the way down. So this is divided into 2 halves, and then if someone asks you to color 1/2, so you can select this portion to color on, and now you can say the half is shaded. So if half is shaded, it means another half is not shaded. Okay, next question is color 1/4 of the rectangle. So 1/4 means the rectangle has total 4 portions. So this is the first portion, this is the second portion, this is the third portion, and then last one is the fourth portion. So if you've been asked to color 1/4, this means you need to do this part, which means you need to color a quarter of the shape. So the quarter of the shape, or 1/4 of the shape, is actually a 1 piece. Okay, so if someone asks you to color 2 quarters of a circle, what you need to do is, if someone asks you 2 quarters of a circle, it means the circle has 4 quarters. So how to make 4 quarters of a circle is divide it into 2 and then again divide it into 2. So this gives you 4 portions of one circle. So if we need to color 2 quarters, so this is a 1 quarter, this is second quarter, so we need to color these 2 quarters, right? So we'll say 2 over 4 is shaded, or we can say this is half is shaded, right? And how it makes half? We know 2 times 1 is 2 and 2 times 2 is 4. So 1/2 is equal to the other side of the half. It means the both equations are same. So now we can say that 2 over 4 is equal to 1/2. Okay, so you have been given a square and you've been told color 1/3. Color 1/3 of the square. It means the square has total 3 portions. So let's make a 3 portion first. So this is 1, this is 2, and then this is the third one. So if we've been asked to color 1/3, it means 1 out of 3. So we color this portion. So this is 1/3. Okay, if you've been asked to color 2/3 of this shape, it means you need to do this much coloring. You mean out of 3 portions, you need to color a 2 portions. So let's do coloring of 2 portions. Right, so this is the coloring of 2 portions. Now color 3/3 of a rectangle. 3/3 of a rectangle means 3/3 of the rectangle, which actually means color the whole rectangle. So if this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3, and if you've been asked to color 3/3, which is this portion, and this portion, so what are you doing is you're actually coloring the whole rectangle. So if we do this, 3 times 1 and 3 times 1 is 3, so this equals to 1. Okay, now the circle has been given and you've been asked to color 1/4 of the circle. 1/4 of the circle, it means you need to divide this circle into 4 portions and color 1/4. So this is a 1/4 of the portion. So 1/4, total 4, and 1 you have to color. The second circle, it's been asked to color 1/2. So 1/2 means you divide your circle into 2 portions and then color 1/2. Right? So this is 1/2. You have been given a square and you've been told to color 1/2. This means either you can divide your square like this or you can divide it like this. It's up to you because it's not been asked that you need to divide vertically or horizontally. So divide it as you like and then color 1/2. Alright, and that's right, this is 1/2 is color. And in this square you've been asked to circle 2 quarters. 2 quarters, so you need to divide this into 4 quarters. So this is 1 quarter, 2 quarter, 3 quarter, 4 quarters, and you've been asked to color a 2 quarters. So let's color this quarter, this quarter. So what actually you are doing is you're coloring a half, right? So 2 quarters, it's 2/4, which is actually 1/2, means the half. So 3/4, you need to color 3/4 of the portion. So let's make 4 portions first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and you need to color 3 portions after 4. This is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. Right? In this question, you've been asked to color 2/3. So you need to divide into 3 total portions and color 2. The next one, you've been asked to do a half coloring. They have already divided a circle into half, so just color the half. The last one, you've been asked to do 1/3. So 1/3 means there are total 3, and you need to color a 1 out of 3. So just color the 1, and this is a 1/3. Let's do few more examples. So the first one saying 1/2 of the circle. So this is 1/2 of the circle is colored. This portion is colored. The second one is saying the 2/3 of the rectangle. So the rectangle has total 3 portions. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So the total is 3. And if the two-thirds of the rectangle is colored, which is, you can see here, this one and this one, so here we write 2. This is a rectangle which has a total 4 portions. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And out of these 4, the 2 are colors. So this one and this one, they're colored. This is a rectangle which has a 4 total portions, and out of 4, the 3 are colors. Okay, so we have been asked to divide into fourths and color 1/4. So divide into fourth means there are total 4 portions, right? And we need to color because this represents a total 4. Total 4. So we made a 4 boxes, and out of these 4 boxes we need to color only 1, right? So color only 1, and this makes a quarter. So divide into halves, right? So we divide into halves, right, like this. Okay, and then from 2, so there are 2 total, right? And out of these 2, we've been asked to color 2, right? This means we need to color 1, 2. So we are coloring the full circle. The last one we've been asked to divide into thirds. So the total is 3, and we have to color a 1 out of 3. So let's divide into 3. 1, 2 and 3, and we will color a 1. This represents 1, 3. Now we're going to look how to compare the fractions. For example, you have a fraction 1/2, which is half. If we need to compare this with 1/4, I need to find out which one is bigger. So if you see the picture, and the picture said the first one is saying there are 2 total and 1 is shaded, right? The second one is saying there are 4 totals and 1 is shaded. So which one is a bigger? I think this one is a bigger shaded area, right? And this one is a smaller shaded area. So we can say the half is greater than a quarter, right? Okay, if we've been asked to compare 2 with so the first one is saying there is anything which has total 2 portions, right? And one is shaded, so this area is shaded, all right? So this is 1.5. The second one is saying there is a same shape in which is divided into 4 total portions, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, and out of these 4, the 3 are shaded. So we can simply see that this area is bigger than this area, which means half is less than 3/4. If we've been asked to compare half with this fraction, as the denominators are same, it is very easy to make a comparison. Here we're saying one area is shaded out of 2, and here we're saying 2 areas are shaded out of 2, which clearly indicates that 2 is bigger than the 1. So we can say the half is less than 2/2. If you've been asked to compare right, so the denominators are same, the total portions are 4 in both, but here only 1 is shaded and here 3 are shaded. So 3 is greater than 1. So this is quarter is less than 3/4. If you've been asked to compare these two fractions, now it is hard to make a comparison. So let's say I have a shape, rectangular shape, which has been divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So total 5, and say shaded are 2. So 1 and 2, right? And then 1 with total 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And out of this, the 7 are shaded. So this, this, this. So this is the bigger area which is shaded, right? So now we can say this is less than this. Now if we have two fractions, 3/7 and 5/11, and we need to make a comparison. So what it's saying, the total are 7 here, and you need to shade the 3, and here it's saying total are 11, and you need to shade a 5. So when we make a drawing out of it, it will be hard to make a comparison that which one is bigger. So now we need to use the mathematical notations to do the comparison. So I will write 3/7, right? And then other side I will write 5/11, right? So initially I will assume the both are equal, right? So I'll say both are equal. This is my assumption, right? This will, of course, it will be wrong, but this is just an assumption. And I'm saying the both are equal. Now in order to prove that equation, what I need to do, I need to make equation as simplified. So in order to make a simplified, we know the rules. If something is divisible here, when we move it to the other side of is equal to, it will be a multiplication, right? And if something is multiplication, when we move to other side, it will be a divisible there. So as we know, the 7 is a divided here. When it will go to the other side, when we move it to this side, right, it will be a multiple here then. So let's do this. So 3 is equal to 5 times 7/11, right? Now we need to simplify this part as well. So 11 is a denominator here, which is divisible here. So we need to move this to the other side. When we move it to the other side, it will be a multiplying there. So it's 3 times 11 is equal to 5 times 7. So 3 times 11 is 33. 5 times 7 is 35. So now they both are not equal. Actually, the 35 is greater than 33. So we need to change this with this, right? The similar way we need to change this is equal to with the greater than. Now we can say 3/7 is less than 5 over 11. So we proved our equation.